This is episode 124. Welcome to Wellness in Every Season, the podcast where we explore the rich tapestry of wellness in all of its forms. I'm your host, Autumn Carter, a certified life coach turned wellness coach, as well as a certified parenting coach dedicated to empowering others to rediscover their identity in their current season of life. My goal is to help you thrive both as an individual and as a parent. Today we are talking about stress. And there is so much to talk about with stress. So we'll see how much we can jam in here. But it literally takes years off your life. It ages us prematurely. It causes us to be sick when other people aren't sick. It can cause different body parts to fail. I was planting my emotions in my gallbladder. It killed my gallbladder. Stress can deteriorate relationships. There's so many negative sides to stress. We'll also talk about some positives to it in this episode. So if you know anyone around who is stressed out, we all do, share this episode with them, share the love, and share with them your love for them. So let's dive in. Let's start by talking about some of the positives of stress that I know of off the top of my head without doing a ton of research. Stress can motivate us. Stress can help us to achieve, sometimes overachieve. So there's this balancing game with stress. It can cause us to reevaluate our life and to shake things up. It can cause us to make changes. It can keep us, because stress and fear are related, they're cousins. What else is positive? I'm sure I'm missing things, so let me know. Depending on where you're listening to this podcast, there is a chat feature, so let me know what positives you think there are to stress. So we know that stress can be a positive thing. Even more, we know a lot of the negative side effects, and there have been a ton of scientific studies on it. But let's push those aside for a second. And let's talk about what symptoms do to release some of that stress, to prevent it, to let go, to not hold on so tightly to the control reins of your horse. What do you think? Any thoughts come to mind? What has been helping me is meditation. I've been spending a lot more time in meditation, and it has been amazing. And I am starting to do yoga classes out in the real world instead of through YouTube. I'm doing it at my local gym, and it's been amazing so far. I already feel less stressed, and it's been exactly what my body's needed post car accident in October. I highly recommend spending the time listening to your body. What does it need to let go of the stress? What does it need to thrive? What do you need to change or add into your life? I would start with, what do you want to add into your life instead of removing all the things? Because the nice thing is, when you add things into your life, other things fall off. And what you choose to pay attention to, you'll spend more time on. So the things that you don't want to pay attention to, they fall off. And all of us resonate with that. If we're parents or have been busy at any time in our life, have you noticed the things you pay attention to, you do more of, and the things that you don't fall away? Putting your feet up and reading a book for fun, not because it's part of a book club or a parenting book or something that was assigned to you in school or whatever. When was the last time you went out on a date or out with friends and did something fun just because you wanted to? So what are you willing to add to your life to help you feel like a whole person, to help you feel Like, you wanna spend time with yourself. We get so caught up in the day-to-day, and it becomes this grind, and we lose sight of the things that we are interested in, our hobbies, our things that we wanna learn. We lose sight of the fact that we are this four-dimensional, complex, amazing creature, let alone human, and we have all of these facets that make up who we are. We have all these experiences that we need to dedicate our energy towards, the things that we want to do. I have a friend, and I was talking to her maybe a year or two ago, and she was telling me about her parents and how they put off retiring, they put off moving to their dream place, and when they finally did it, their health was so declined they could not live the life they wanted to live when they were retired. How many times do we put off things for later when really we should do them for ourselves? And let's take time to do a meditation practice. And okay, close your eyes if you can. If you can't, just walk and do that, tune into your body or drive or whatever you're doing. I hope you're walking, though, if you're not able to sit around for this or lay. But do this moment where you just check in with yourself. If you can't, close your eyes and see if you can, if you're walking, get your eyes a little bit out of focus. If you're driving, 10 and 2, and eyes on the road. But let's start with the body scan. We're going to start at the top of our head. Notice any areas that might need attention, some softening. I love head massages, so don't mind me while I give myself a head massage. I grind my teeth at night, so how about through your jawline, your nose? And yoga practice today, it was really interesting hearing the yoga teacher talk about the nose and making sure that you're softening through that area and softening your nostrils, I think is how she worded it. I was like, I've never really considered that. Through your cheeks, your cheekbones. Sometimes I find that I need that little massage. So it's a reminder that I'm holding on tension. Through your lips, through your chin. How about your ears? Especially during allergy season. How about your neck? My neck screams at me often still after the car accident. Your shoulders. How many of you are parents and have that nice little, just, it feels like you've worked out like super strong muscles, but it's actually stress muscles, not workout muscles? Or from holding children, I held all of mine on the right side, so I have nice knots in there. All right, how about through your collarbone? Your collarbone, through your upper chest. This can be an area where emotions are held. If you feel anything, breathe through it, let it go. How about your arms? Your biceps, triceps, your lats are up here. All the way through to your elbows. I don't remember the rest of my muscle names, so don't mind me. Through your forearms. Here's another area. Your fingers. How many of you hold stress through here? You do a lot of typing, knitting, gardening, changing diapers, shaking hands. If you're a mechanic, what do your fingers need? All right, let's go back. So lower chest, diaphragm area. When I feel stress, I feel a lot of tension. Let me move the microphone with me. In my diaphragm area. Is there anything through here? If you are feeling any tension, place your hand there just for a minute and breathe through it. And then how about, we're going to do the front of the body and then we'll go to the back. So how about through your rib section? How about through your stomach area? There's so many organs in here. So much that can be held in this area. Your hips, your thighs, How are you doing so far? We're going to scan all the way down through the legs to your knees, now the calves, the ankle, and the feet. So many bones in the feet here. Your toes, wiggle your toes if you can. If you're walking or running, you can do a little bit in your shoes. All right, now let's go up through the back. The back of the knee can hold a lot too. How about your hamstring area? Your glute, your butt, anything there? There can be a lot of tension held there too. Love handle area, up through your back, your lower back. You can get to your mid back, upper back, back to the shoulder area. If you're holding on to anything, let's do a quick little fun shakeout. If you're in public, it'll be extra fun. Who cares? You're taking care of yourself. Okay, now let's do an even deeper check-in. Let's focus on our breathing for a little bit. We're going to do some deep breathing, and I'm going to keep talking while you focus on your own deep breathing. Take a deep breath in, hold at the top for about 3 seconds, and then deep breath out, deep breath in. Do that style. Do it about 4 times. I'm going to hold you to it on your own. While you're focusing on your breathing, now I want you to do a check-in with yourself. Think about how we have different parts of ourselves. We have one part that gets angry really easily. We have one part that can get sad easily. One part that's joy. One part that is, who am I missing from the original Let's Let Out? We have different parts of us. There are parts of us that are even stronger. It's something that I've been working with in somatics. So we have the part of us that is super loving. We have the part of us that is confident. We have a part of us that is anxious. Maybe that's where the stress comes in. We have a part of us that's accepting. We have so many different parts of us. Are there any parts of you that need attention, that need to be heard in this moment? What are they saying to you? Are there any parts that are screaming so loudly that you can't hear the other parts that need to be heard? Is there anything else that you are needing, that you need to maybe schedule for yourself, that you're missing, that is coming up for you during this time that is meant just for you? Is there anything that you need to release? There is, do so now. And let's spend a minute visualizing, actually. Let's visualize the part of you that has no stress. Let's call this part of you the bliss part of you, or the whole, the well part of you. What does this part of you look like? For me, I imagine the sitting yoga pose with the hands up, the receiving. So the hands down is grounding. Hands up is receiving. So the receiving, just peaceful, that happy, alive state. That's the part that I visualize for me. What does that look like for you? What is that part of you saying that they need more of? What is that part asking you to do? What more are you needing in this moment? What do you need to apologize for to this part of you? Let's imagine, to close this out, or visualize You hugging that part and just fully feeling seen and seeing. All right, let's take another deep breath in together and a deep breath out. And let's move on. Welcome. Are you craving moments that nourish both your soul and family amidst the blur of daily tasks? I understand that desire for a life that brings peace, balance, and joy, not just endless to-dos. That's why I created a range of programs to help you transform daily routines into meaningful experiences. Recently, I've launched a variety of offerings designed for busy, budget-conscious individuals, some free and others starting at just $7. Many can be completed in a few minutes or hours, while others dive deeper into exploring your dreams, desires, and unique strengths. These programs focus on practical self-care, creating equity in your home, and building trust with yourself. Imagine stepping into your day with confidence and ease, feeling supported by a community on a similar path. All resources are available on demand at wellnessinEverySeason.com. You can also book private coaching sessions for more personalized support on your journey. If you were to see the stress part of you, what does it look like? What is it needing? What do you see? Let me tell you about mine. So, I have 4 little kids. My oldest right now is 10 and my youngest is 4. And these 4 little ones need a lot because 'cause they're little. Today, for instance, my oldest has strep throat for very early signs. I had a chiropractor appointment and my yoga class. I really needed that for my body and some other things going on. So it was you're either staying home alone or we'll see if daddy can come and help out. So my husband got 2 hours worth of work in before he drove back home. And it's an hour drive, one direction. So it's been kind of a crazy day. And there was a part of me that felt guilt for not just pushing everything aside and taking care of that child. But there's also the part that this child is contagious and it's really great to keep the youngest away from him because if the youngest gets it, the whole family's gonna get it, when they're that little. It's just amazing the more that I dig into parts work and the different parts of us and how this comes up and realizing how much we are multifaceted in so many ways. I think that's the reason why, I don't know if you can see this poster very well, the dimensions of wellness stand out so much to me is that we have these 8 dimensions of wellness that make up us that need to be fed in order for us to feel fully aligned, fully in balance, and to feel less stress, frankly, to feel like we're showing up as our fully authentic, fully charged, think all the battery lines, the green self. And we also have that within the parts that make up us because we've all been there, especially during our teenage years or maybe our toddler years, or even when we're maxed out stressed, where these emotions just erupt out of us. We're over here, not in the driver's seat going, "What the bleep just happened? I don't understand what just happened or came out of me. I can't even begin to apologize because that wasn't really me." We all have had that happen. And when we are stressed out, it happens more than normal, and it makes it harder to apologize when it keeps happening. And stress can do so much to our bodies. It can cause our hormones to be out of whack. And it's very interesting when we dive into it medically, the which came first, the chicken or the egg type of thing. Like, were the hormones out of whack and that causes stress or stress and then hormones? But we live in such a day that we are just go, 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 go. And I totally understand. I relate to that. I easily do that and have to slow myself down. And what I'm realizing on my own journey is the more I slow myself down, the more I take that breath, the more clearly I can think when I need to ramp back up and make all these quick decisions. So, if we're going to talk about bookends for a second, of having my routine in the morning with my mindfulness practices, I use Miracle Morning. And then when I have a mindful slow down routine in the evening, because I have my own self care parts in place that whatever weather happens in my house during the day, I can weather that storm and I don't feel so frazzled crazy because I'm taking care of myself. And then throughout the day, what I've been adding in that I really like is my self check ins. How am I doing? How am I feeling in this moment? What parts of me need attention? Why am I feeling the way I'm feeling? What needs to be adjusted, kind of recalibrated within myself during the day or in that moment? And it really helps. I am a much better parent with it. I am a better coach. I'm a better human being, better spouse, better insert blank because I am checking in with myself to see what I need. I am focusing more on my breath when I need to really manage my stress. And there's scientific data for this too. There's scientific data for most things. But the people who spend time on their breath work is what it's called, they are more peaceful. It's almost not fair, but it totally makes sense. Who was focusing on rapid breathing and is like almost hyperventilating, but on purpose and with real intention. And I actually felt peace. I felt my body do that sigh, that extra breath in. And it was amazing to see somebody else mindfully doing something for themselves and having it positively affect me. It's kind of like that idea of being around somebody who's happy and just passing them by and they smile at you and it kind of gives you an inner smile. So then you pass that on to somebody else. Let's get into some questions. And they're going to be a little bit of repeats from our mindfulness practice that we did earlier on purpose. What do you need to add today to help you release your stress, to help you feel like the calm person that you want to be, that you're supposed to be? What do you need to schedule out for yourself? When I was researching the topic to talk on stress, and I was finding out what the most searched for topics are in wellness, stress came up. When you feel stressed, where do you feel in your body? So that's your question. Where do you first feel it? What can you do when you are overly stressed out to feel held, to feel protected, to feel loved, to feel seen? Who do you have in your life to help you be held accountable to managing your stress better, to you focusing on your wellness goals? We all deserve to have worthwhile goals that light us up. This life is not meant to be a drudgery. What can you do to help yourself feel seen by all the parts of you when you're stressed out. Because we all end up in these moments where we are in the thick of the stress, but we can't fully help ourselves to release it in that moment. And we can hold on to it for so long that we then binge. We need to get that dopamine hit. So, what can we do to help ourselves feel held and seen, even though we have to continue through this stressful time and know that we can go back and take care of ourselves after without having to get the dopamine hit? And let's finish with an affirmation. I am seen. I am loved. I am worthy. I am wellness. Please know this is true. I dedicate this time to you. And it's not just the time we're recording, there's so much that happens behind the scenes because I love you. I want you to be well, and you absolutely are worth it. If you know anyone who is struggling with any of these things, send them this. They need to know that they are loved, worthy, seen, held, that they don't need to hold on to their stress. They are not their stress. There's a stressed out part or parts of them, but they are not the stress. They are the sum of all the parts. Know that stress, if it's held on too long, is so hard for us. And we should do more things that give us distance from our stress, that light us up, that give us joy. Great to receive it, but it's so much better when you're the one spreading the sunshine all around. Anyway, I will talk to you in the next episode. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode. I am your host, Autumn Carter, a certified life coach dedicated to empowering individuals to rediscover their identity, find balance amidst chaos, strengthen relationships, and pursue their dreams. My goal is to help people thrive in every aspect of their lives. Stay engaged with our wellness community by signing up for my newsletter at wellnessineveryseason.com/free resources. When you join, you'll have the option to receive a 5-day guide called Awaken and Unwind. 5 days to mastering your mornings and evenings, along with free guides, special offers on my programs, practical tips, personal stories, and don't miss out on these valuable resources designed to help you thrive in every area of wellness. Join today and start your journey to wellness in every season. Your shares, subscriptions, and reviews help us reach more people seeking empowerment. So please spread the word about our podcast and about our newsletter. Thank you for being a part of our podcast community. I look forward to continuing our conversation, sharing stories, and exploring wellness in all of its aspects. Take care until our next episode. You can also work with me one-on-one or on demand through one of my programs by visiting wellnessinneveryseason.com/programs. One last thing to cover the show legally, I am a certified life coach giving general advice. So think of this more as a self-help book. This podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only. I am not a licensed therapist, so this podcast shouldn't be taken as a replacement for professional guidance from a doctor or therapist. If you want personal one-on-one coaching from a certified life and parenting coach, go to my website, wellnessinneveryseason.com. See you in next week's episode.